Yeah, I fixed it. Do you know what it was? It was I don't know if you can see it really. Down in there, there's a connector block, and that's what it was. I went around all the wiring and I grabbed hold of that block and I went click, and then it worked. So somehow or other it had worked its way apart. So anyway, for the time being, fixed. Let's hope it stays that way. Oh. I regret not going. The only saving grace is I've still got a chance for another one more APF. So a lot of you won't know what APF is, but to me APF is as interesting and in some ways more interesting than Llama. Who remembers me telling you yesterday how clever I was because I fixed the fault on the Mustang just by a connector in the back? Remember that? Yeah, I wasn't very clever after all. It's stuck. So last night, I got the thing going again, and I thought it was just a loose connection in the back. I opened the engine bay, fiddled around with wires. There's various block connections in there. And one of the connectors I caught hold of, I just squeezed it and it went click. And I thought, oh, that was what it was, a loose connection. Eureka, got in the machine, started it up, everything worked, no problem. Thought, fantastic, no problem. The issue I had was not on the park brake, but on the hydraulic lock. Basically, these two switches, if I want to get out of the cab and do anything, I have to isolate both these switches down, otherwise the engine turns off. It's just a safety feature of the machine. Simple switch, on, off, whatever else. So, but what was happening, and what is still happening, and I will demonstrate. So the machine starts, runs. If I turn the brake off, it still runs, but the second I turn the hydraulic lock off, stops. That's the problem. So it's a hydraulic or electrical fault. I'm guessing electrical, and I'm guessing it's a micro switch somewhere. So yeah, we're going to have to try and isolate, and I haven't got any posh testing equipment. I'm going to have to try and isolate which micro switch it is. Now, one of the beauties of the Mustang, especially being an older machine as well, there aren't many. There's probably only 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 in here. So all I've got to do is isolate the one that's causing me trouble. Right, so before I was disturbed with the phone, I was just saying, I'm pretty sure this is an electrical fault. So there are micro switches on the safety bar. There's a micro switch in there. There's a micro switch on the seat belt. There's a micro switch on the seat. So I think the fault is somewhere. You can see I've actually already started pulling, taking cable clip ties off to try and loosen stuff up. I'm really hoping it's one of these, and it's nice and simple to get to. But if the fault goes up into this wiring loom and is up inside there, oh, that's all like, that's above my pay grade in there. I don't think it's the switch because that is a new switch. So I don't think the issue's in there, but you never know. Has a mouse got in here and chewed something and shorted something out, or cut a circuit? So, because the way I look at it with the micro switch, the circuit has to remain live to keep it going. I think if there's a break in the circuit, what these switches do, that's what shuts the engine off. So, yeah, Now, if you wonder what this is, the cloth, this isn't just bits of cloth for me to keep my hands clean if I get dirty hands. These are the pull-out bars for the safety locks for the arms. But we've got a local wren that if I take that out of there, next day there'll be a nest in there. And if I take them both out, he'll have a nest in. He's a little devil. It's a case of, oh, that's a good place for a nest. I'll build it in there. So this is wren deterrent. That's what that's for. So I'm surprised the little devil hadn't got up in there, but I think maybe not enough space in there. So yeah, so I just had a phone call from our local tree officer. He needs some eco plugs. I've got plenty, so I'm gonna go and find them out for him. And then I think once he's been, it's gonna be one of those mornings today that when I want to get on with this. Everything is fed, nothing needs a bale right now, so it's not a panic. Apart from the fact that if I don't fix it today, then I've got a panic, because then I would have to drive over to the farm and pick up the 695 to drive it back, because I don't really have anything else other than the skid steer or a friendly neighbour, and they're all busy, to give these guys a bale. So I kind of have to fix this today. Yeah. I mean, I do have the option of going over and getting the 695, but that would be a pain. So don't really think that's the machine for the job. Although if push came to shove, where there's a will. Right, thank you. My visitors have come and gone. I've got myself a little tool, and I'll see if I can work out what's going wrong in there. What's my little tool? No, it's that. That's it. I'm going to try and diagnose the fault on this machine with a piece of wire. This should work. All right, where am I going to put you? Let's put that down. I'll put that over there, and you can go up there. Okay, so the fault is if I start the machine up, the second I flip this switch, it cuts out. I think it's one of these switches down here, so I just got to work out which one. So that's the micro switch for this fella. So if I short you out like that, let's see if that makes a difference. So this should, because I've shorted it out, it won't make a difference if I put this down or not. It should still start anyway, and if this is the problem, when I flip the switch, the engine will continue running. Right, it's not that one. Not that one. What else we got down here? We have got that. There is seatbelt switch. So if I short that one out with me bit of wire, I will need to put this down this time because that switch is back on. We'll try that again. Oh. That's it. Sorted it. Oh, brilliant. Okay. My issue is the seatbelt switch is gone. Now, I'll put my hands up and admit I never put the seatbelt on in here. I use the bar. Maybe I should use the seatbelt, but I don't. So to me, this isn't a huge loss. All I have to do is short out this plug, put it back together again, and I've cured the problem. Yes, I will have removed one of the safety features of this machine, but it's one that I don't use anyway. So, and as long as folks know, and if ever I sell it, I'd have to repair it, or actually looking at that, I wonder if that's the problem. Do you know what? Maybe I'll just take that off there and see if I can repair it first. That might be an option. Right, I'll go and get some spanners. At least I know what the problem is. That I'm going to put that up there. Handy to have that around. So, yeah. So we'll get some spanners and see if we can actually repair this properly before I decide to bodge it. Because there is definitely something going on with the wire there. And if it's just a simple repair to that, then yeah, no need to bodge it. Right, okay. That's going to be, looks like a 17mm. Sometimes you might just take the box. Just in case anybody picks me up on it, yes, the locks are out on both sides. That's not going to come down and clank me around the ear hole, I promise. Right, spanner. No. Of course, I keep forgetting this is an American machine made in the US of A. So some of the sizes probably not metric. Yeah, so I'm having to use an 18mm spanner. I hope that's a captive bolt in there and it's not turning. I'm not feeling very confident about that though. Is the whole thing turned? Yeah, the whole thing's... Well, I've got to take the whole seat off. That'd be a pain if I do. No, the nut round the back. Okay. I'll get a socket. Right then. Can I get you on there? I think so. Do you know what? I reckon that's a smaller size on the inside than the outside. That really annoys me when people do that. One size bolt head and a smaller size nut. Why'd you do that? The thing is, I can't see in there to actually see what size you are. I can't undo with my fingers, but I think the spanner's got hold of it. That's definitely coming undone. Come on, off you come. You gonna go on that way? That's the wrong way round, typical. I do believe we've got it. That gonna come out of there. Right, so we'll put those bits back together so we don't lose them. And then we'll take this lot into the workshop and see if we can see what's going wrong. Okay, so looking at this, there doesn't look to be a simple way of taking it apart. So that kink there is definitely suspicious though. That's the first place we're going to look. Right, there's machine bits left all over the place in here. That's broken. That can go in there, that can go there, that can go there, that can go down there. I just need a bit of space, so I'll leave those bits together. So I'm not sure what Martin was doing with that. We need to investigate that. I think I might actually have to go at the house and get my glasses because I can't see that very well. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing a bit better. Let's see if we can work out what's going on in here. That blue wire has definitely got some damage. This may go from a bodge to an actual proper repair yet. So it appears the blue wire, and maybe even the black one, is damaged. So that one is definitely crushed, and so is the black one. So do I, which so it's 3. So the grey wire on the wiring limiter, I recollect, doesn't actually do anything, doesn't go anywhere. There was only two plugs. But if I see if I can repair that, that could maybe be a better job than just bodging it. And as far as the health and safety police are concerned, even if I don't use the seatbelt myself, if someone else is driving the machine, they have the option. There you go. Now we're sucking diesel. So I think the easiest thing is going to be just to simply cut these wires on where the damage is, and it's all in that area there. Cut all 3, and then maybe we'll connect that with a, might be just as easy to do it with a block connector. That might just be the simplest way of doing it. 1, 2, 3. So I've noticed over the last couple of weeks the machine faltering, mainly when I was wheeling, and I couldn't work out why it would be just for wheeling and whether it was an oil thing, you know, as in oil fluid levels moving. But I checked the oil levels and they were all good. But maybe something was actually, there's a big D-link in the, or was a big D-link in the cab, and maybe that was what was causing this, and pinched it out. And so anyway, what we'll do is we're going to put this all back together with a block connector, I think, put it back in the machine, and before I refit it, we'll actually try it, and if that cures the problem, well then it's cured the problem. Let's go and get a, oh, there's one there. Let's see if we can clean that up a bit. That should work. Or we could use a couple of these. This might be maybe a better option because they'll stay cleaner. What have we got available? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So we're going to use bullet connectors, I think, because once these are crimped together, like I say, I think it'd be a better, more permanent fix than the little block connector. Just thinking about it. So blue. Blue is the middle one. That was my knuckles going crack then. So that's female, so this side we need a male. Okay, so blue and black were the two that we're plugging in. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the opposite way around on this. So on this side now we'll put a female. The whole idea of this being is you can't plug them in the wrong way around. That's the idea. So and black on that side, male. This should work. Okay, so I might as well, I don't actually know what the grey wire does, but I might just as well connect it up as well, because you never know, do you? It might go somewhere secret that I don't know about. Right, let's go plug this back into the machine and see if that's going to work. Okay, so blue to blue, grey to grey, black to black. We'll go and make sure this works, and if it does, then we'll take this up tidy. Right, let's go. Right, where am I going to put you? You can go there. Slightly cockeyed, not straight, but at least you can see what's going on. All right, so now if I plug you back into there, like so, and then where's the seatbelt gone? I'll have to plug you in, because if I don't, it won't work anyway. So if I'm right, this should work. It didn't. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Right, okay, so that didn't work. So what does that mean? That means that probably that was that one and that one was that one. There could actually be a fault inside the switch itself, inside there. So if I pull that apart, if I've done this right, black and blue, if I join black and blue together It might just be a case of I'll have to get another seat belt. Okay, that's the bodge. Okay, that didn't work. So, black and blue. Is there another break in that cable? So according to my little bit of wire that I had earlier, that should have worked. Short that to that. Okay, so my bit of wire works, which means that that should also work. Black and blue, black and blue. So the grey wire has no male joint in there, it's only the black and blue. I've joined, no I haven't. I joined the black and grey, hang on. Maybe if I joined the right colours together, that would have worked better. Maybe, perhaps. Black and blue. I have my glasses on too. Right. So now if I've got it right, that should work. Don't need that now. So yeah, putting that up stops it. It looks like the fault is in there, actually in the switch. Although the cable was crushed, it wasn't disconnected, so I can't see how that comes apart. So for the time, I mean, I'll have a look at that later on, but for the time being, at least I know I can feed the cattle. That's the most important thing. So right, they're well and truly joined together. I can tuck that up out the way. Strictly speaking, if the health and safety police say, well, you know, it's a safety feature, you shouldn't really bypass it. But if it's a case of bypass that or not feed my cattle, then I'm afraid the cattle are going to come first. So, right, okay. If I put that up there like that, and if I leave that on there like that, I might try taking that apart. How does it come apart? Nope. That all looks all right. Right, okay. I think for the time being, I could probably just order a new one of these. I might have a look, see how much one of those is with the right connector on the end of it. But I'll be perfectly honest, if it's more than 100 quid, I probably won't bother. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to refit this. Although it isn't going to be plugged into the micro safety switch, it still means that the machine still has a seat belt if somebody wants to use it. So I must have given the option, haven't I? Come on, out of there. Done. perfect fix, but it works. And the safety features are still mostly here.
How's your day been? Good to see your face. How you doing? Tell me your story. I just wanna have a conversation. I just wanna make a friend or two. I'm not trying to change your mind. All I'm trying to do is be nice. 'Cause life's already